Alright, so welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to another video. And as you can see, today we're in a new location. We're not in the backyard, we're back in the front yard. So everybody's been asking about the front yard and how it's been looking and how it's doing during the heat and everything. And they wanted an update, so here's your update. We're gonna go over some things that I'm dealing with in the front yard. I don't want to make the video too long, but we're gonna explain some things. I'm gonna walk through some things, show you guys a quick update and how everything is going. Stay tuned. All right, so here we go. Let's take a little tour of the front yard here. And now, as you can see, it's looking good. I haven't been doing a whole lot up here besides mowing. I actually fertilized up here about, I want to say, almost a month ago. So for the most part, it is definitely holding up, especially with it getting hot and going through a little bit of heat stress. But it's definitely holding up. Now today it's a hot day today. It's about 85, 86 degrees. The sun is like playing peekaboo. It's been going up and down. But as you can see, the grass is holding its color. It's looking real good. And it's handling the drought pretty well. For the most part, I don't have a watering system. I'm hand watering right now. But I'm actually working on something, and I was eyeballing something that I was gonna put down to satisfy the watering needs I need. Whoa, neighbor starting up his Mustang GT out here. But let's go ahead and continue on. I had a little bit of an issue earlier. I posted a picture of a clumping fescue that I actually found in this actual yard here, the front yard. I was looking at the yard the other day and I said, let me check it out, because it started to look kind of weird when I actually looked at it after I mowed it. And I was looking at these thick blades of grass and I'm wondering, it looked almost like crabgrass. Like, let's take a look at it up close here. It looked like crabgrass to me, but when I actually sprayed the yard, and I knew it wasn't crabgrass because I actually did my pre-emergent on the yard, and none of it died. It just basically is like a grass. So that's when I came to the conclusion. I said, let me take this picture and see what anybody else say, because I started to think about it and I'm like, it has to be some kind of clumping type fescue. Now I'm not sure if the variety of grass that I used to do this yard was like had a clumping fescue type mixture variety of grass in there. So I'm not really sure about that. But my yard is an all turf type tall fescue for the most part anyway. So it don't look out of place, only when you look up close on it. When you get up close and look at it, it looks weird because you got some kind of like fine fescue blended in with the thick bladed grass. I'm guessing that's the clumping fescue. And I actually was digging out some of it here just to examine. I threw down some more topsoil and a little bit of peat moss and seed just to kind of patch that area up to see. But I actually dug it out, and that's when I took the picture. And I was just wondering, I'm like, what is this? But yeah, it is a clumping fescue, so it's probably part of the variety that I used during that came in the bag when I did my renovation, because when I looked at the whole yard, it's blended in with the grass of the whole yard. So I'm guessing that's what I'm gonna have to deal with from that variety of grass. The grass seed I used was by Greenview grass seed, turf type tall fescue. So I'm guessing that's just what's gonna happen. What's basically gonna happen with the grass. There's no other way to really put it. But as you see, the grass is really green. Now, if you do have an issue, because I know some people use like some kind of like carpenter's mix. That's when you get like a variety, like a little bit of blended bluegrass, tall fescue, and ryegrass mix. Now, if you got that clumping type fescue variety blended in with that type of grass, it definitely might look like an eyesore, because the fescue is gonna basically stand out over the ryegrass and the bluegrass. So there's only two ways to actually get rid of that clumping fescue. And one of the ways is, if you want to, you can go ahead. Now this is some more of it right here. you can go ahead and dig it out with a shovel. Get down in there, dig it out, make sure you take it up in bunches, make sure you get it at the root. That's one way to get it out. Or the second way is to chemically remove it, and that is by using some type of glyphosate or some spectricide, what is that, weed and grass killer. Now that's another way. That's probably the most popular way to do it, because then once you spray the actual area of the grass, the clumping fescue that you want to get rid of, but you want to make sure if you just got one little area of that clumping fescue that you want to get rid of, you do not get any of that glyphosate or that spectricide, weed and grass killer on any other part of the lawn, because it's going to kill it. It's going to wipe it out. It's going to kill it down at the root. That's probably the best way to do it instead of digging it out, because when you dig it out, you got to make sure you get all of the root, because if you don't, it's going to come right back. It's going to grow right back. So the only way to probably get that out, like I said, successfully, is to glyphosate the yard, or glyphosate that little area that you want to get, you want to actually remove it. So this is just a little quick video update. Let's go over here to side number 1. Like I said, the yard is doing very, very well. Everybody's been asking about the front yard, so here you have it. Also, I had a little problem earlier. It's not a problem because it happens when your grass start to grow seed heads. Now, some of my grass started to grow little seed heads, so the grass is not as green as it could be because it got the little tint of like brown in it. And this is what I'm talking about. These like little stalks that the seed heads actually turn into after they start dying out, and there's no way to really stop it from turning the seed head. Only thing I recommend is actually just keeping your grass cut and mowed, so you don't see the seed heads. And then after a while, this stuff right here, like the little stalks, it will break down and actually die out as it get warmer, and you keep actually mowing, you actually mow it out. So that's another problem I had. But like I said, it's handling the heat very well. Everything is looking good, and I can't complain. This was a quick little update. Little heat stress right here, heat stress damage right there. So, but I'm not worried about it. For the most part, like I said, everything is working out, holding up. I got to do a little edging out here. Got to clean up the edges. I know you guys always get on me about that. And also, I got my center blocks out here also to stop. I actually grew these edges back in over the last fall, so they're actually in. If you look at my older videos, you remember I had a problem with the edging here. A car kept riding up too close and parking in the edging, and it actually just ripped out the grass over time. I found out who the culprit was, and that was the mailman. I was looking out the window one day when he pulled up, and he would pull up, deliver the mail, ride over the walkway here, and boom, right into the ditch every time. So eventually the grass got, basically mowed, taken right out of right off the edge here. If you look at the other videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I got my 2 center blocks here to stop all of that. And like you see, when he rides up close, he breaks the walkway. So I got the little 2 markers right here. This is my mailbox post, so the 2 markers right here to let him know, like to warn him that you're riding up too close. And so far this year, I've actually had some success with it. He hasn't rode over any part of the edge. But like I said, hope you guys enjoyed this quick update video, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.